News time. And I have a question for you, Stefan.
Okay.
Do you ever get annoyed by people using their phones at the cinema?
Yes, definitely.
Right. Good.
I can hardly ever hear my phone calls while they're doing it.
You keep the noise down. Try and chat over here. We have some powerful allies now in our fight against these people.
Inconsiderate bastards.
Namely, Wolverine and Deadpool.
Oh, right.
Okay. So apparently, it's all obviously marketing for the new Deadpool movie, Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
There is going to be I think they call it a spot. It's not strictly a trailer. Okay. It's not an advert. A
TV spot
that runs pre-films in the lead up to that movie, where essentially Deadpool and Wolverine are having a conversation, and they keep getting interrupted by people's phones going off. So they break the fourth wall. I think it's Wolverine basically tears an arsehole out of someone. Tears them a new one, really. Doesn't tear an arsehole out of someone. That's not that phrase. That's not the right phrase. Tears someone a new one.
That'd be really difficult to do as well.
Tearing an arsehole. Not for Wolverine. Wolverine could do that.
How can you tear a hole?
Tear an arsehole out.
Tear an arsehole out.
Pretty sure with those things, he could take whatever out he needs to.
I suppose. But he's not removing arseholes. He's giving them a new one. So he's not taking, he's giving.
He could tear them 3 new ones in a go.
Probably.
I mean, strictly wouldn't be tearing, it'd more be poking.
Yeah. And they
poke you a new arsehole.
They'd just be holes.
It'd just be holes. Bloody holes. Yes, apparently. Anyway, apparently that advert, we've digressed massively away from the point. Apparently that was debuted at something called CinemaCon in Las Vegas, which I'd imagine is quite similar to Reading Convention that you went to.
Well, it's Vegas. It's,
if you
Vegas and Reading are about the same, aren't they?
Add about 100,000 more people.
Yeah.
And a lot more star power.
Yes. And less crack-addled. Oh, no, maybe not.
In Vegas, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Same number of crack-addled local weirdos hanging around.
Potentially.
That's probably where the similarities end, actually.
But maybe more expensive drugs. I don't know.
Yeah, better quality drugs. That's
not spice.
Spice. Death sticks.
Spice is a real thing. It's a very potent and particularly unpleasant drug.
Oh, right. This is not talking about the Arrakis.
No. This is
space travel.
No, spices are.
Or Han Solo.
I think it's a form of methamphetamine, and it's very cheap, very addictive, and basically, if anyone ever offers it to you, turn it down. It will ruin your life.
Just say no, kids.
Based upon the people that I see around certain town centres.
Winners don't use drugs.
No, unless they're not getting caught. On a serious note, don't.
You heard it here, folks.
BAFTA Games Awards.
Yes.
What you got to say about that? I've got one line. What you got?
Well, last week it was kind of happening as we were recording, weren't we? It was all very exciting.
And Jedi Survivor was nominated in many, many categories.
6 to be exact.
How many of those categories did it win in, Stefan? Do you know?
Well, let me tell you what the categories are first, and then you might have an idea as to maybe what happened. So it was nominated for animation, audio achievement, music, narrative, performance in a leading role, and performance in a supporting role. So heavy hitting.
Yeah, big categories.
And after all that, it came away with, I'll make sure I'm accurate on this, 0 wins.
Yes.
0 wins for Star Wars.
I mean, to be fair, 6 nominations though. It's a big. Just getting to that point is huge.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was wondering what audio achievement is if they've got music. Yeah. Did you wonder?
Well, audio achievement's got to be surely like sound effects.
Sound effects.
Yeah. I mean, we could have researched that, really, couldn't we?
We could have done. I mean, it definitely shouldn't have won animation because it had some really janky animation, that game.
Did it?
Yeah. My Spammel at one point wouldn't move all its legs at the same time, and it just sort of did a weird hopping thing.
Sorry, say that again. Repeat that phrase.
My Spammel.
What?
You've forgotten I told you about the Spammel.
Enlighten me, your Spammel.
This is a space camel, so they can't get
right.
It's a means of conveyance across the desert on one of the planets.
Means of conveyance across.
Yeah.
The very long-winded way to say it is you can walk on sand with it.
Yeah.
Without dehydrating.
Yeah, it's just faster than running on sand because obviously it's you can't. Well, you can do force speed, but has too much of a cooldown period, so you can do it continuously across the desert. Whereas a spammel is obviously it's an indigenous life form. It's well suited to desert hopping, but the animation was always went a bit weird for me. So I'm glad it didn't win the animation award.
Try harder next time.
Yeah, do better. For God's sake. And I don't know if
win. All it would have done was paper over the cracks, and you've got things to do. Sort it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Would have hidden the problem if they'd have got an award on that.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I mentioned it. I actually completed that game.
You've brought it up on more than one occasion, yes,
Yeah?
I believe.
Okay.
But
just so everyone knows, I completed it. I mean, that's a very, very rare thing for me nowadays.
I devoted many hours of my life to this. Someone must recognize it, please.
Yeah, please. Can we all just mark this achievement of mine that I finished a video game? Doesn't happen often.
Well done.
Thank you. I
hope that was worthwhile.
Not really, no. Waste of time.
I enjoyed it briefly, and then
glad it didn't win any.
My partner hated me the entire time it was happening, and yeah,
she plays Power Wash Simulator. She can't talk.
Sorry, say that again.
She plays Power Wash Simulator.
Is that
a game that simulates? It's like like jet washing, power washers.
I see, like a Karcher type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's literally a game where you have to clean and I'm talking about like you have to clean like Lara Croft's house at one point. Like it takes hours, literal hours, and it's just the sound of. I mean, if you're prone to like needing a wee, it's just the constant sound of like.
That's not a real game.
It really is. It honestly is. And even weirder, it gets strange, and they somehow work like aliens and stuff in there. You end up on the moon at one point.
So there is actually stuff to it where you're like shooting things with this.
You're
literally like pressure washing your driveway.
Oh yeah, you are. You are literally pressure washing driveways, cars, vans. There's no enemies. You never see another living thing. But they somehow threaded this odd narrative into it. You get text messages and things like that. That's the only interaction you have with anything living. It's weird. It's really weird.
I don't want to judge, and I don't know about the dynamic in your household, but your house must be immaculate. Like,
I bloody wish.
You know what I'm saying? We've got actual cleaning that he's doing here.
I say, look at the decking. That could do with a bloody jet wash. Why don't you try your hand at the real thing? You can imagine how well that goes down.
Yes, I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Sexual politics and all that. Telling a woman she should be cleaning is tricky ground.
It is, yeah.
At the best of times.
But when you see her literally spending hundreds of hours virtually cleaning things,
I mean, that's a unique way to spend your time.
But then she doesn't tell me off for like not going out and killing demons and things. When I spend hours doing that.
Why are you doing that in the real world? Come on.
Come on, we got fucking caca demons that need shotgunning out here. Why are you bothering on Doom?
Caca demons. Right. Anyway, let's move on from that. Let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the BAFTAs.
Breaks the door down and jet washes your head.
Yeah.
On the subject of computer games, while we're there, Fortnite.
Yes.
What do you know about it? I know nothing about it, but on May the 3rd, there will be released a new collaboration with Star Wars.
Oh, really? They've done a few already. My boy, whose birthday is May the 3rd, he's massive into Fortnite. In fact, he's just tricked me into signing up to some like monthly fee where he gets V-Bucks, which is the currency that you can spend on things.
Right, okay.
But he has previously had a Darth Vader thing, I think. So,
and what's the standard? Where's the bar been set at the moment? Are they good? Are they good collaborations, or are they?
I mean, it's more costumes, really,
right,
and it's more an aesthetic thing.
It's gimmicky, is it?
Yeah. It's not. It's fairly surface level.
Doesn't have anything to do with gameplay or.
Not really. Like the stock gameplay is exactly the same whether you're dressed as Darth Vader or a banana.
Because I was going to mention lightsabers, but am I right in thinking that Fortnite prides itself on being weaponless?
Oh, there's loads of weapons.
Oh, I thought, or is there like a kids version that was? I'm sure once upon a time. You may tell by the questions I'm asking you, I know nothing about this.
Yes,
but I thought
that
one of its selling points was that it didn't involve.
There's no blood or anything.
Oh, maybe it's that.
But there is like you're literally machine gunning people and grenades and all sorts. It's
right.
It's not weaponless by any stretch of imagination.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know.
You're thinking of Tetris, I think.
Tetris.
That's weaponless.
Tetris, Donkey Kong. Oh no, there's dynamites in that.
And hammers.
Hammers, you throw bananas at people.
No, that's Mario Kart.
It's because of Donkey Kong. Yeah.
Because of Donkey Kong. Because of you.
Because of Donkey Kong, Mario has bananas in it.
Do you know that was a mistranslation from Monkey King?
What?
It should have been called Monkey King, but
from Japanese.
Yeah. And they were actually sued by the King Kong. I guess that's Universal, I suppose, owns King Kong. So there was a lawsuit.
But ours is half donkey.
And the guy who got them off, this big fat American lawyer guy called someone Kirby, and he actually got Nintendo off the hook. So they made him into a video game character, a very famous Nintendo video game character called Kirby, who's a little round pink blob that goes around eating enemies.
How flattering.
So
thanks for helping us out, mate.
He literally saved them like billions of dollars. They enshrined him as this fat little character.
To be fair, he might have asked that. Maybe they did actually present a more flattering version. He went, "What? That don't look nothing like me.
I ain't no damn fool.
No, this is what I am."
That's how a high-powered lawyer would talk.
Absolutely. On something more, another thing that Star Wars, we've segued through computer gaming. Let's go seamlessly into Star Wars. Other than that, there is no Star Wars news this week. It's dead.
Barren.
It's dead in the water.
But
there was an interesting piece that I saw on the Star Wars news website, which featured basically it was a rundown of all of the Jedi or Jedi Masters that are on the Jedi Council in the Phantom Menace. For those who have it's passed them by or forgotten, it's the 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace this year, so there's probably going to be quite a lot of stuff happening around the Phantom Menace.
Jar Jar Binks is back.
StarWars.com is making the most of it, I believe. And one of the things they are doing or have done this week, is release a very, very comprehensive list of all the people on the Jedi Council in Phantom Menace, including Yoda, obviously, Mace Windu, Yaddle. Yaddle is there. Obviously, no Obi-Wan because he's not a master. He's not on the council at that point. He's still a Padawan, isn't he? In that for large bits.
Plo
Koon is indeed there. I did go down the list though, and some of these things, these things that just pass you by at the time.
Yeah,
you see them and you think, but then you go back to them later, you go, "Did I take that seriously at any point?" If you get a chance, or if any of you get a chance, you don't need to go to the Star Wars website. Just look up a Jedi Master called, I think his name is pronounced Oppo Rancisis.
Ooh.
And just when you see the picture, just let us know what you think.
Can I look him up now?
You can look him up now if you want to, Steph, because I'd like to see your reaction. But
Oppo Rancisis.
OPPO RANCISIS. Feel free to email us aloneinthesouthpassage@gmail.com or get in touch on socials at AITSP_podcast. Love to know what you think, because
I think someone's taken a blow dryer to a Wookiee.
I can't believe that I've not seen that before. That is ridiculous. A Thisib
Paisan male Jedi Master.
Yeah. Some of them are quite cool, but yeah. And obviously you've got Ki-Adi Mundi on there as well, who famously referred to as Cornish pasty head, which is a bit unfair, I would say.
Oh, him and Worf from Next
Him and
Generation.
Worf. Just all Klingons then, basically.
Yeah.
Post 1985 or whenever it was that they changed.
They mentioned that in one of the episodes, don't they? The one, is it Deep Space Nine, where they time travel back?
They go back to the
original generation.
What you call them? Tribbles.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and there's a load of old fashioned
who are basically Russians
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. But you need some bad guys in this. Make them Russian. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? They can't be. What are they? What's the race? Forgotten already. Klingons. Yeah. They can't be Klingons. He's like, yes, they are. Well, what happened? We don't talk about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. Oh, right. Seems quite significant.
Some kind of like genetic mutation.
Absolutely. But no, yeah, they are. Yeah, he's in it. How did we get onto him? Corny Pasty Head, yeah. Cornish Pasty Head, Klingons, Deep Space Nine. Done. Right, let's come back round again. Back round.
Right.
I seem to remember you mentioning recently that you mention a lot. I do well to remember any of it. But I remember.
Rude.
Am I correct in saying that you think the Sonic movies are pretty good?
I think they're good in as far as game to movie adaptations go, yes. But the bar is incredibly low.
Yes. But even still, watchable.
Yeah, watchable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also quite like Keanu Reeves, despite the fact he's not a good actor, in your words. I don't think anyone could argue, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. So he's going to be in Sonic 3.
Excellent.
And he's going to play Shadow.
Oh, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow. Is he the red one?
He's black, I think. No, you're thinking of Knuckles the Echidna.
Yeah. Is he black with like red and white trim?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see they've all got red and white trim, haven't they? That's the way it goes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So
like all real hedgehogs.
Keanu is going to be in that.
He's going to lend his voice to the character, or is he doing like a mocap thing?
I don't know. I don't know how. I've not seen them, so I don't know. Are they live action or are they?
No, they're CGI animal things, aren't they?
But Jim Carrey's character is.
Well, Jim Carrey's he's Dr. Robotnik. He's a human character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or Eggman.
Eggman.
Yeah. Right. I don't know why lots of characters had two names back then.
Back
like
in those
King
days.
King Koopa and Bowser.
Oh.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they are. Come on.
Well, just
credit where it's
sort of glazed over, like.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Stop talking about video games.
I was thinking about the next thing.
Okay. It's already moved on. Right, let's go.
Already moved on. Do you remember us talking a while ago about Lemmy's ashes?
Yes. Available for viewing.
How could you forget?
How could I forget such a prominent news item?
Now, this has nothing to do with anything we'd normally talk about, but I thought it was an update was necessary.
An update on the ashes.
Update on the ashes, yes. Not the cricketing kind.
No.
The dead rock star kind.
Yeah.
And obviously you know who James Hetfield is.
Yes, Metallica.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how to phrase this, so I'll be blunt. James Hetfield has had a tattoo on his middle finger.
Okay.
And contained within the ink of the tattoo was some of Lemmy's ashes.
Okay. That doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise me.
No.
It's fairly normal for James Hetfield.
I mean, do you own any Metallica albums?
I know they love Motorhead.
Well, they do, yeah. But the surprise, the lack of surprise for me wasn't that he would want a piece of Lemmy inside him, but their albums Load and Reload, quite weird. And I didn't notice until fairly recently, actually, having owned these albums for like a couple of decades. The fairly weird cover design on those two albums, and it turns out that they were made by using various bodily fluids of the band suspended in water and oil and stuff, and it's all incredibly gross, and I won't elaborate, but
no,
when they're willing to do that for an album cover, I'm not surprised he's willing to get some ashes tattooed into him, is what I'm saying.
Right, indeed. So he's doing that, and apparently he's obviously chosen his middle finger so that he can.
It's like an up yours.
basically give people the finger, and it's partly Lemmy doing it. So that's lovely. Well done to him.
Well done, James.
Last bit of news, and this is actually science fiction related and actually movie related.
Oh my god!
Something I think you might like.
Ooh.
Cake. There is going to be a remake of Running Man.
Oh. God, I used to love that film.
Yes.
Actually, it's just give me an idea. Carry on.
Hang on, no, you go.
Well, just thinking that could be a good future Second Chance Cinema Club, because I've not watched that. Potentially not watched that as an adult. That film.
I don't think I have actually. I think the last time I watched that, if it's the one I'm thinking of,
the game show, the killer game show.
Yeah. I don't think I've watched. I feel like it's the sort of thing I'd have recorded off ITV.
Yeah, and watched when you were like underage. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Let's stick a pin in that one.
Maybe not in Arnie's top 10.
No.
Although I'm struggling to think of any 9 that would go ahead of it.
Well, as we'll talk about later.
Of course, I'm joking. Terminator 1 and 2, definitely.
Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop, done.
Twins.
God. I actually enjoyed it. Twins.
I like Twins.
I like Twins, and I'll be a little confession just between you and I, Steph. No one else can hear. Twins. Well, I'm sure it must have happened at other times, but I can remember Twins. To my recollection, is one of the first movies that made me cry.
Oh,
and it wasn't. And I remember being sad because at the time, being the sheltered and spoiled little brat that I was, I couldn't imagine in a world in which I was like, how comes they've only got each other? Why haven't they got other people?
Oh.
Rather than concentrating on the positives, which is they have each other, and they've found each other.
Something quite poignant and beautiful about that confession.
So
I'm not even going to make fun of you for that.
I mean, I don't cry at anything nowadays, but because I'm dead
now
inside.
Your heart is rotten,
made of stone.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I nearly do, and then I remember, punch myself in the face.
Remember that you've got a mortgage to pay and kids to feed, and life is actually just one dull day after another.
What are they fucking sad about?
Yeah. What have you got to complain about?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know you're born.
So yeah, it's going to be that, and so the new Running Man is going to be directed by Edgar Wright.
Oh right,
which is promising. So Edgar Wright, he of
the Cornetto trilogy.
The Cornetto trilogy.
Isn't that what they call Hot Fuzz and
right? I did not.
Shaun of the Dead and The World's End, or whatever that third.
Yeah,
one
I did not know that was how they were referred to.
Yeah, they're known as the Cornetto trilogy.
Yes, but yeah, so it's those, and it's going to star Glenn Powell in the lead role apparently. So Glenn Powell was.
Remind me.
So he played. He was in. Have you seen Top Gun Maverick?
Yes, unfortunately.
So he's like the kind of the young Iceman. I can't remember his character's name, but he's like almost like the Iceman version of the younger pilots. Good looking, quite cocky.
Right, okay.
That's him, and he's been in several other things as well. I think he was in The Dark Knight Rises. He played. I mean, again, this is useful information. Could live in this spot in my brain, but I've got it there anyway. So he played. When they're at the stock exchange and there's a guy getting his shoes polished just before the like Bane and his guys come in, and they're talking about the fact that Bruce Wayne's back, and it's he's going to be good or bad. So it's not going to be neutral, and he's going to bet on it being bad. He's that guy.
Is that a bit where he goes, "Now go home and get your fucking shine box"?
No, that would be Goodfellas, Stefan, and I think you know very well. It was just an excuse to crowbar that in.
I heard Shinebox and I went with it.
Absolutely. But anyway, that for this week is the news.